Hello everyone, my name is PK, and in this video we're going to talk about deploying VEBA with OpenFaaS as the event processor. VEBA, as you know, is the VMware Event Broker Appliance, and it was originally introduced at VMworld 2019 by Michael Gash and William Lamb, where they talked about how they can easily create event-driven automations based on vCenter server events and extend vCenter to a bunch of modern integrations such as invoking PagerDuty APIs or triggering Slack notifications, etc. Now, I'm going to quickly show you guys our GitHub repository and specifically our examples folder within the repository, where you can find a bunch of functions that are pre-built and made available for you guys to quickly deploy from and get started. Now, for this video, I've already downloaded the OVA from our Flings website. I have the 0.3 version that I've downloaded. I'm going to quickly rename the virtual machine name and select the compute resource to deploy my appliance. And we're going to see it's pretty standard OVA deployment steps. I'm going to choose the data store that I want to deploy the appliance to. I'm going to choose the VM network, and here is where we jump into the meat of the configuration that the appliance is then going to use to configure the application that then enables a function as a service platform. At a high level, the configuration will split out into 4 to 5 sections. First and foremost is the networking for the appliance, and then the OS credentials for the Photon OS that's powering the appliance. And then we're going to have the vSphere credentials to connect back to vCenter and get all the events that we're then going to use for our functions. And then we're going to choose an event processor where we have two options currently with the OpenFaaS and Event Bridge, AWS Event Bridge. By default, the appliance comes is configured with OpenFaaS, and finally there is the advanced section where you can enable debugging or change the pod CIDR network. All right, jumping into the configurations themselves, let me quickly show you guys what different fields are available for you to configure or think about before getting into the deployment itself. Having these values prior to the deployment helps enable a smooth deployment. So for the networking, we'll need the hostname, the IP address, and the network prefix provided as chosen from a drop-down, and the gateway DNS, the domain for your network, as well as the NTP servers. Now in this environment I don't have a proxy, so we're going to skip that, and we're going to choose the OS credentials here for the root user, and here we're providing the vCenter server IP address or hostname, and we're going to choose provide a username and password. Now I'm using the administrator credentials here because this is my lab. In a production instance, you can use a read-only account with limited permissions. Now for the event processor, like I said, the default option is OpenFaaS, so we're going to just configure the OpenFaaS settings, and we'll within the OpenFaaS we'll need just the password, which we're going to use when we're deploying the function or navigating to the OpenFaaS gateway UI. which I'll show you at the end of the video. Okay, now we're gonna go through the deployment of the OVA. I'm gonna speed up the video a little bit so we can get past the deployment. All right, now that the appliance is deployed, let's go ahead and power it on, and I'll also show you guys what the power on looks like, just to give you guys an idea of what happens behind the scenes. Now you'll see we're using the Photon OS 3.0, and during the first time the appliance powers on, we do a lot of customization where we get all the inputs from the OVA and use that to customize the operating system. We start Docker, and you'll be interested to know that there is a single node Kubernetes cluster that's running on this appliance, and we do all of that setup during the first boot. Now in a few minutes we'll have all the configuration done. We'll also see all the different appliance different components that get installed on the Kubernetes cluster that make up the Event Broker functionality. Alright, now that the configuration is done, you can see we have different endpoints that are made available, so you can check the appliance status or get the installation logs. You can also check the statistics as well as navigate to the OpenFaaS UI. I'm going to log into the appliance, something that you'll probably not need unless you're doing some advanced troubleshooting. But I wanted to quickly show you guys the pods that are getting deployed and how you can check the status of the pods if you're interested. And there you see it. We have different pods that are running in different namespaces. The kube system namespace has all the Kubernetes pods that found the foundation, and then on top of that we have the OpenFaaS namespace that provides the function as a service platform, and we have the VMware namespace that gives you the core event routing functionality. And we're seeing the warning here as we're using a self-signed certificate in the appliance, and we're going to provide the credentials to get to the OpenFaaS gateway. And there you have it. We have a functional OpenFaaS gateway that's made available to you, where you can go ahead and deploy your functions and seamlessly extend vCenter to build more event-driven automations. Thanks for watching.